I'm here today. Want to talk about the way the kids treat their parents. I don't really know. I don't know when people had their kids, like what they did when the kids was young, or what went on between the mother and the father for them not to, finish a relationship. But whatever happened with the parents, um, should stick with the parents and not spawned over to the kids that after they become adult, you know, still feel obligated or feel some type of way. Uh, should feel some type of way after the parents because like I got a guy that was stationed with my dad, and I call him my uncle. And it's a crazy story, to explain how small the world is. But um, 2000 and I want to say 17, uh, I was going to church. And in this church, pretty decent church, Holy Trinity, was at 8th and damn, what street was that? 8th and what? 8th Street is in Coatesville. But anyway, 8th and Lincoln, 8th and Walnut or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, the church that I would go to, I started going for about, might have been going there about a year and a half. So in that year and a half, I would go, in that year and a half, I would go, I'd run into this dude and, all the times I would run into him, he'd be like, hey, how you been? This, that, and everything else. And I'm like, I'm doing all right. I'm, you know, I say I'm doing all right. Trying to get, oh. So I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing all right. Um, this, that. And I'm like, yeah, we start talking about church. He would pray with me. You know what I mean? Then after he finished praying with me, we would just talk for a little bit. So, I came into his life because I feel like, God, linked us together. Because a lot of, him being in the military.
Did you order a package?
Oh, yeah, I was
It
supposed
says
to get.
Anthony Jump Peaches K.
Oh, yeah.
I
Thank
was
you.
like, what the world is that?
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
it,
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody sent me a Valentine's gift. Watch out, man. Thank you, thank you. What's up, y'all? I got, yeah. Appreciate that, Jay. But yeah, I don't know. What's up, y'all? Subscribe. I need subscribers, y'all. I'm trying to get monetized. Let's see subscribers because I ain't getting nothing for Valentine's Day. Well, I just got a gift today. Thank you, thank you. I just got a gift today, actually. But I ain't get much for my birthday. A few things. But y'all know y'all can subscribe. That'd be some love right there. Y'all subscribe. That'd be some love. That'd be a great Valentine. I see 20 people on there. At least give me 15 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't all y'all leave at once. Anyway, my conversation was about how kids act towards their parents as the parents get old. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe to Ant Like the Bug. Um, they really be, holding stuff against you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't know if your parents gonna pass away or, you have no idea. So, you probably should, think about that, humbling yourself, whatever you think your parent owe you, you know what I mean, and talk to your parent. You know what I'm saying? See what was going on between your mom and them. You know what I mean? Things like that. What's up, Devin King? 50 Cent or Jay-Z? Oh, I'm 50 Cent, bro. I like 50 Cent because he a bully, bro. He really a thug rapper. Like, he really do be on something. Now, as far as an entertainer, I probably would say Jay-Z when it come to music. He said, oh, wait a minute, you gonna subscribe to me, Mr. Devin Karma? I remember you, yeah. And Chill Guy, what's good with you, Chill Guy? Hi, what's up? Um, Biggie or Pop? I don't know at this point. That's a little hard to decide because and I'm listening, seeing some songs of Biggie's, and then I didn't think about it till I got older and all the stuff that's going on. Cause you kind of like, man, and like what they was into. You know what I mean? What are they like into? What? Listen, y'all. I just gotta Yo, y'all see that, yo? Y'all can't read that. Listen to it. Yo, I gotta rock this shirt, yo. I definitely gotta rock this shirt, yo. I can't know y'all can see what it say. Y'all love gifts, yo. I love clothes more than anything else. Bernie Mac or Dave? Oh, Dave Chappelle, bro. Dave Chappelle. I mean, Bernie Mac was raw, but I've been knowing Dave Chappelle for like years, man. That's why I moved out of Ohio. I was like, yo, I want to chill. I want to smoke. I want to get half baked with Dave Chappelle. R. Kelly. R. Kelly. I wasn't really a Vandross fan like that. I mean, I'm not saying his music was bad or nothing like that, but when it came to, you know what I'm saying, I felt a little bit more relevant to R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Not the little kids, little girls thing, but you know what I mean, yo, subscribe, you ain't like the bug. Not on that, but like he was a creative artist. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was definitely a talented dude. People slept on. I mean, I know he went to jail and all that, but you know, so did Bernie Madoff and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't stop their talents from what they were able to do. But I do think he's very talented, R. Kelly. I think he might have got wrapped up into a world of again of too much privilege. You know what I'm saying? Too much privilege. That's what they do with them when you become, you know, them entertainers. They get too much privilege, and then they think they can do what they want. I've donated over $1,000 to this channel since day one. Fuck yeah, I see. Why you be picking with me, bro? You like me, man. You better be subscribed to me. I'm always coming up here trying to mess with me. I ain't got no bucks. You know what I'm saying? They can make me monetize so I can get some bucks. Subscribe, you know what I mean? Subscribe so I can do that. Steph Curry or AI. AI. Always like AI attitude. AI always stay the same. Like Steph Curry, you know, there's nothing taking that from him. I think he's a great athlete, ball player. Um, you know, he's a three-pointer shooter, like him and his brother. You know what I'm saying? I think though, I like that AI's attitude, and because AI was small, they was trying to kill AI on the courts. You know what I'm saying? They would try to just knock him down and things like that. And he was a rebel. And I remember this lady, I always used to work for Home Depot. And I went to do something in her house, and I came in, and she said, "You watch basketball?" I said, "No, man, I don't watch much basketball." She said, "You know, what do you think about Allen Iverson?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what you mean." She said, "Well, she said, the first time I ever watched, oh, good, my bro." She said the first time she went to watch a game, she was like, I wanted to see what the thing about it. People talked about him all the time. She said he's the reason why she started watching basketball. It was an older white lady, bro. I'd never forget this. That's what she told me when she said, I started watching basketball because of him. She said, I didn't even watch basketball before, but they talked about him so much. I'm like, let me see what this guy. She said, I wound up turning the game on, and she said, and that was it. And I just kept on watching basketball. That was quite some time ago, though. That was when the sneakers was out and all that. You know what I mean? Holly Berry or Megan Good. Yo, you was on here asking me that before. Who you pick? You always ask me what I pick. Who you pick? You know what I'm saying? Yo, old man Jake, what's up, bro? Miss you, bro. You know what I'm saying? My car been, acting up, so I ain't been in class, you know what I'm saying? Other than being online, bro. But I'm trying to get up there this week. I gotta take my car to the shop tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? See what they got some kind of recall on it or something like that. I think it's my all-wheel drive sensor came on. What's it on my shirt? All-wheel drive sensor came on, but my rear wheel been acting real weird, so I don't really want to go out on the road too much. You know what I mean? But I just started working too, so you know what I mean? You know how it is. You start working and everything start malfunctioning because it's like, oh, he about to get some money. You know what I'm saying? You about to get some money. That's when everything about. They think I'm getting income tax, and then now my shit want to go acting up. I ain't getting no income tax. Yo, you see my background, bro? You good? You see what I got for you? Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I can't wait to get my hands on it, bro. I'm like I said, I'm start stepping in the sun, so I buy more equipment. Yo, you see this right here? See my screen though? That joint flies, bro. I had the company name up on one of my joints. Hold up, let me see if I can find it. We got to get this shit, bro. This is the type of shit people should be buying when they got a lot of money. Look at that right there, bro. I be so mad when people run out and go buy jewelry and cars and all that shit when they get money. I'll be buying this. This thing right here, the YOLO knot. Right here. Hold on with my finger. You can see it right there. The YOLO knot, but that's it right there, flying up in the air in the tree. You see that? Yeah, right. I want one of those too, bro. We gotta get one, bro. We pull up on people like just come down from up top. We landing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I want one of them so bad, bro. I've been looking at them for the last couple of years, you know what I mean? I think it's like 2 years I've been saying in the YOLO knot. Yeah, we gotta get that money, bro. We gotta get that money so we can get that junk. If you get one, get two. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need to rolling by yourself. Somebody gonna try to jack you, so you need two so y'all can pull up on somebody. Just land on them. You know what I'm saying? You imagine that one of them, bro, doing Uber, right? Tell them hop on the mothership, right? Now that mean we gotta get somebody who got a real big joint. You know what I'm saying? So we could be like laying up there, like, yo, we just dropping out the sky. We came out the mothership. Yo, yo, that shit seemed crazy. Look at that shit, bro. Sitting up there amongst them trees. That thing is bananas. What? Over my mouth and the teeth. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't going there. My teeth gonna go out, grow out my, come out my mouth anyway. As I get old, they gonna fall out. Why would I go grill my mouth with all this damn jewelry? Wearing my teeth and my gums down, tarnishing shit. Metal smell. My mouth tastes like metal. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I turn around and do, y'all. It's called a YOLO knot. That joint flying like they have on Star Wars type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I got another pic. No, I only got 3 pictures, I think, of that. I was like, damn, I was just so impressed with that shit. You know, I got another one's closer. I think it's just closer. Yeah. Yeah, say yes, it flies. Yeah, I like the other picture because it actually show it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I want, bro. You give me some money, that's what I'm gonna buy. I done had cars and had bikes, skateboards, rentals. Yeah, that's it. That's what I said. When I get money, I'm buying strange shit. I'm buying some shit that people just ain't gonna. I ain't gonna. They gonna be like, what the hell is that he got now? Like, you know what I'm saying. This nigga got a dinosaur. Like, yup, come running out on a pterodactyl, flying out. You got one of them coming with a pterodactyl. I'm getting me a trained pterodactyl. I'm popping up like, yeah, nigga, this is fly. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I've been like. That's why I like Michael Jackson. That's why he bought a monkey. You know what I mean? That's why he bought a whole zoo, because he was like, man, I got all this money. Like, man, I'm gonna buy some exotic shit. You know what I'm saying? I think if I was like, yeah, I think I would buy me a couple exotic pets. Like I like them lemurs though. Them lemurs be funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? The lemurs be crazy. But yeah, man, that's exactly what I turn around and buy, man, with that kind of money, man. But I was saying, getting back to the kids, man, like kids hold so much against their parents, um, and they not willing to forgive their parent, possibly, you know what I'm saying, from years ago. And they don't realize that, who does know what their parent decision was back then to leave a house or didn't have, you know what I'm saying, whatever didn't work out between the parents, you know what I'm saying? And then they might have been young, they just didn't know how to raise you. So they might have stepped away. You know what I'm saying? But like, this guy that I met seemed like he had such a good heart, you know what I'm saying? And he remembered me from childhood as we started talking. He said him and my parents were really good friends. I was the only kid on the base in the military base at the time. So you figure like it's 2018. So I meet this dude in Coatesville, which is the outskirts of Pennsylvania. So as I'm going to church, I went to church for about a year. So then when I stopped going, I would bump into this dude because it's a small town. So I bump into the dude. He like, oh, how you been? This, that, and everything. So he said, yeah, he liked to watch UFC. So we start talking about, I'm gonna go to this crib and I'm gonna go watch it. But I didn't know he lived like 2 blocks up from me. So I go over there, watch it with him. So on the way back, we start conversating. He like, where you from? You said you from? I'm like, yeah, Area F section, Venango, Germantown. He like, oh, he said, I used to live over there. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, where your parents from? I was like, well, they down from down York Street, you know what I'm saying, down North Philly, deep in down North Philly. And I'm like, talking streets, And he's like, oh, he said, yeah, I used to live down there too. Something in Norris. I'm like, yeah, my dad used to live on blah, blah, Norris Street. So then I was like, he said, where you go to school at? I said, well, my dad went to Dobbins. I said, my mom went to Kingsington High. He's like, oh, okay. He said, I went to Dobbins. I said, when he graduated, he said, my dad graduated 67. He said, oh, I graduated 69. I said, oh, okay. So, we kept talking. He's like, so what's your dad's name? Like, telling him name because I'm a junior. So he like, no. So he's like, all right, so it's like 2 blocks. He's dropping me off at my house. Like I said, I was only like 2 blocks from him. So he says to me, yeah, I used to be in the military, or I was in the military. Yeah, I said, oh, my dad was in the Air Force. He's like, oh, he said, I was in the military. I said, yeah, he was in the Air Force. And I was like, yeah. He would say, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah. So I don't know if he said the Philippines or I said, but when he said Philippines, I'm like, Clark Air Base. And he like, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, what'd you say your dad's name was again? So I tell him again. It didn't register to him. So I called my parents' house. My mom's like, she picks the phone up and she's like, and I tell her about it. She's like, your dad and I had a good friend by that name. So I was like, she's like, well, your dad not here right now. I asked him when he come home. So my dad came home. My dad called me. You know what I'm saying? He like, hey, what's this up? And I tell him about it. Well, ask him if he ever worked for Yellow Cab. I said, all right. I asked him. So I called him, but he didn't pick up. So I leave a message like, hey, my dad actually ever worked for Yellow Cab. So he calls me back later and he's like, man, is your mom name? Listen, my mom name is Do Mather. I'm 54 now. I've never heard that name ever. It's a French name, Do Mather. And he says, is your mom name Mather? So I'm like, yeah. He said, your dad named Frazier? Frazier. I said, yeah. He says, man, he said, your parents was the best friends I had. I would kill and die for them. He said, man, I can't believe. He said, because you was a kid. I said, yeah, I was like 4 years old when they picked you up. You know what I'm saying, on the road. You was walking. I said, I was like 4 years old. So he's like, man, you was everybody's nephew when we was on base. So he's like, man, I can't believe that's you. I said, well, I'm 3 feet tall and 300 pounds. I guess you wouldn't know that that was me. So, so ever since that point, our friendship has been really solid and golden. I call him uncle. So, yeah, small world, man. That's what I said. That's why you never disrespect no one, man. I could not believe that I've been knowing this guy since I was 4 years old, and in the Philippines, a whole another country. And here I meet him in Cokesville, back in the States, you know what I mean, which is 50 miles from Philadelphia from where we both were. You know what I'm saying? So when he found out that that was me, man, it was like we just linked up and I just became his nephew. Well, he was in the military, so he had veterans right, and he had stayed on at the place to get some things to squared away. Well, during the time, like I've since 2017, like I remember him as kids coming to the church. You know what I mean? He had a boy and a girl. I remember they came to the church at a young age. They probably was like teenage time. But since then, they don't really have nothing to do with him. They don't call him. They don't check on him. They don't see how he doing. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just majorly sad because y'all got a whole parent that's seeking y'all to be with y'all. Maybe he couldn't do with those things that he wanted to do back then. But if he's trying to make amends, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got his money from disability, you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna continue to get it until he's gone. So like not telling y'all to come around him until y'all can be around him, but you really do need to be around him and respect him and give him the opportunity to share something with y'all. Because I'm pretty sure he wants to share something with you. He wants to get y'all something, buy you something. And whether that be something that you like, oh, I don't need his money, I don't need that. Then give him your time, yo. Give him your time. Give him if you listen, pop, let's go to dinner. You ain't gotta buy me nothing. Hey, Dad, let's go to lunch. You ain't gotta buy me. Let's go breakfast. Let me spend the night. Let's spend the night. Stay at a hotel. Let's go somewhere, Dad. Pay for a vacation. Something. You should not be ignoring your parent because they got a few days, or you don't know when they're gonna go. So you putting all that pressure on your parent, playing games like you want to talk to them when you want, don't want to call them back, but you calling your little nigga back and you calling your little bitch back. You know what I'm saying? I know you be mad at them too, but you can't call your dad or your mom back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's see, like, physically hurt you or he tried to, either molest you or kill you. That's the reason I can think that you would not be. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not that, it's just because your mom and them didn't get along, you didn't like the way he treated you. Maybe he didn't know no better to treat you. Maybe you didn't look at the way he was raised. You know what I'm saying? I mean, probably didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes they young too, so they young on their mind, and they like when the girl like, oh, you can get out, and it ain't your kid. Like women say that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're said to make you mad, so it's like, you don't know what transpired between you and that child. You know what I'm saying? That situation. You know what I mean? So it's unfair to you to put that on that parent. You know what I'm saying? I act like that towards that parent because I'm like, I'm watching him get old, and you know what I mean, and sad. You know what I mean? Because he just texted me and was like, yeah, still haven't heard from the kids. And I'm like, damn, them motherfuckers can't say hi. Like, you brought them to this earth. You can't. And my dad get on my nerve every time I talk to him. He triggered me. But I still don't. I mean, you can't do nothing to me no more. Say hi to me wrong. Say bye to me wrong. Like, I don't know what it's doing. Like, if we don't like our conversation, we get off the phone. But it don't tell me to hide away from my parent because I'm part of what my parent was. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make me better. That's all. That's how I look at it. If I don't like what my parents doing, then I'm gonna be better than my parents and show them that I can be better than them. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna turn around and distance myself from them because they may need your help someday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they put you in the earth, so they might have went to the hospital one or two, three times. Well, you can't go to the hospital with him one or three times. You know what I mean? I know you don't want to wipe him, but you might have to wipe him. You might have to show you. He might have wiped your ass. You know what I mean? So why you can't stick around and wipe their ass? You know what I mean? Even if you're mad, I don't think that gives you a right to act like that towards your parent. If you're not, then I feel like, whether you got a Christian base or a spiritual base, you should have a spiritual base if nothing else. If you ain't got a religion base, then you should have a spiritual base for people and humans, period. And that being, you shouldn't be that mad at your dad because you don't know what happened, or that mad at your mom, because you don't know what happened. You don't know how they was thinking back then. You don't know if they was on drugs, off drugs, being forced, didn't know what to do, could have had anxiety, depression. You know what I mean? I just read this whole disability thing and I realized before I became physically disabled, I was already disabled with other stuff. You know what I mean? Developmental type of disability. Some of us just know how to control it better. So, that's how I get it. I control it better. You know what I'm saying? And some of us got the same issues. I'm talking to people every day that got the same issues that I read. You know what I'm saying? So, your kids, y'all, you know what I'm saying, start showing more respect to your parents. You know what I'm saying? You got to show as much as respect as they to give you. Now, parents as well, you need to show your kids some respect. And some of y'all parents don't think y'all kids know shit. You know what I mean? And then you think you know everything, you right. You know what I mean? But you ain't giving conversation to your kid to find out how right they are or how things might have changed and you ain't right no more. You know what I mean? I remember my dad was like, yeah, I'm talking to the kids about history. And, damn, they don't know nothing about what I'm talking about. I'm like, Dad, their history ain't just saying history. You was born in 51. They was born in 96. Why would it be that their history going to be 92 or 87? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their history. Their history ain't all bad between the numbers. So, I guess he had to think about that, like your spread, the difference you trying to talk about school. Like, that's not your job. They kids now. They grown. They ain't, you know what I mean? They ain't into talking about school. They straight A students. What they want to talk to you about? You don't know what they know. You know what I'm saying? When the last A you had? You know what I mean? When the last grade you had on your damn house? You know what I mean? They getting it right now. So you can't tell me my kids ain't know. My kids stay with A's and B's. I think my one twin ain't never had a C. She ain't never had to study. One studied, the other one didn't. But they was, man, they both graduated high school with a lot and they middle school. Graduated with honors and awards and all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, but other than that, you know what I mean, you can't be like that, towards your parents. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to be better, yo. You need to be better adults. You know what I mean? You ain't kidding no more. You can't be still pouting about some shit that your dad ain't get you or your mom ain't do for you. Get it yourself. You know what I mean? You turn around walking around with all that anger, then you had some kids, and then, what about when stuff come to you? You know what I'm saying? You just can't do it. You know what I mean? So you just don't know how hard the world was or what they had to do to get there. But, y'all kids, y'all too privileged to be feeling like y'all should be wanting everything. And sometimes you give your kids everything, and it's too much. They don't want to do shit to get nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy thing. You got some people be like, man, I had nothing, so I want to give my kids everything. Now they give their kids so much, their kid got so much, they don't need nothing. They don't even need what you giving them. You know what I'm saying? And then when they want more, they don't want to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't want to get a job. Like my brother, he got his own business, and he strives on having his own business. He tries to teach his kids what he knows so they can continue the business. But they too privileged. They be like, they don't want to do nothing. He gave him a car. They don't want to share a car with their sister. They want their own car. You know what I mean? I'm like, my damn parents ain't never bought me no car. They get your dad giving y'all both cars shared. Blah blah. Listen, y'all got one to share at least. You know what I mean? But that's never enough. And then he like, can't get him to go to work because he want to go to work when he want to go to work. He used to go to work all the time, not when you want to. Now my brother said that if I gotta go to work, you gotta go to work. You can't sit up in my house, you know what I'm saying, and not do nothing. Not go to school and ain't go nothing. I'm going back and paying all the bills, and then you an adult now. You say you want to be an adult, you want your freedom. Well, do the adult shit. Get your own shit. Get you a job. Get your payroll. Get you income you saving. Save stuff. You can't be talking. You ain't got no money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? You can't be talking shit when you ain't got no money, you ain't got no job. You work for your dad, like, and he's giving you some money, extra money, because he like, oh, this is my son, so I'm gonna pay him a little extra. Sometimes you gotta be like, nah, hold that shit till when he actually need it and when he want to borrow it, because he gonna have to borrow something, bro. He gonna need. So you pay him, you put a little bit of money aside for him. You know what I'm saying? You give it to him, he asks you for something that ain't extra out your pocket, but you made him work extra for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So like I said, I just watched how my brother is with his kids. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him. Like I said, I call him my uncle. You know what I mean? I talk to him, but when he sounds so sad when he's not talking about his kids, man. Like my son stopped speaking to me for about 2 years. It ain't never hurt me when nobody stopped talking to me, but that did. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck, you don't talk, you know what I mean? All right, you talk to me first. And it was he came to me first to talk to. He got over it, but it took him 2 years and I was hurt. You know what I mean? My son was my king, so I was like, really hurt when he just said he wasn't speaking to me. You know what I mean? He broke up with me for his girlfriend, though, but you know what I'm saying? He's still with the girl. You know what I mean? But then when he started talking to me, like I told him, I said, only thing was keeping you back from talking to me was your pride. You should never let your pride do it. I would never let my pride keep me from talking to you. You my son. Like, you know how much I talk about you? Like, I talk about you, ain't like nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the other thing that you got to tell. Parents talk about their kids with tremendous love. Y'all kids will never hear it because they telling somebody else about how they feel about you. And you kids can't do the same thing with y'all parents. Like, where's the love at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I watch so many family court joints, and here they don't even know that's their father, and they mad and crying. And then when they find out it ain't their dad or is their dad crying, you know what I mean? But I'm like, man, I've never seen a show where they was like, the kids are telling their parents, like, I love you. I love you for taking care of me. I love you for doing this. And you know what I mean? I wouldn't have nothing if I had. This is what I'd do for you. Like, where's the homage at? I would love to see the kids giving their parents a homage because there are some good parents out there. Tremendous amount of parents out there. And I think they should bring that out as much. That's why I try to show a lot of love and laughter on my show because I'm like, I'm going to say it. That's why I tell people I love you all the time because they might not ever heard it. I mean, so why not, if you hear it from a stranger, you're like, well, why I ain't heard from my parents? Why I ain't hear from my girl, my man, my buddy, my friend? You know what I'm saying? Your animal, your pet can't say it. So, I tell people that all the time. Yo, love you, bro. Love you, sis. You know what I'm saying? I don't know weird. It's just the love of a human. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it's something that I can do to try to help, I would. But don't take advantage of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I don't always like everything about my life, but I have to try to like it and love it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So well, I'm going to school now. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? Working with people with some physical disabilities. I got some on myself, so it's like I could just take it easy. You know what I mean? Really, I'm just monitoring them. I don't really do a lot for them. I'm just there. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta realize when you're doing this for these people that you're not their boss. You're only supposed to assist them. So you can't be telling them shit like, hey, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? And forcefully talking to them like they're yours. You know what I mean? And I think that's where the problem comes in with some of these developmental disabilities when they don't realize that the person might just can't speak up for themselves. And they don't understand. They just can't speak up for themselves. They don't know how to conversate. You know what I mean? But they might know how to do certain gestures or say certain things. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where the problem come in at, where people, like I said, they take advantage of those people. Period. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta just be a little bit more aware of yourselves and how you treat your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to, like get a bunch of money and take my parents on a trip. Like that's one thing I always wanted to do. I always wanted to take my parents away on a trip. That was just the biggest thing to me. Like, I wish I could do that. Like, like, look, I'm paying for this trip. We going here to another island or, what I'm saying, or something. I would love to do that. Like I said, I don't know no particular island, but like I said, I would love to do that. Take them away on vacation. You know what I mean? Get them out of, they think and be like, I did this for once. Took my parents to Hawaii or took them to a Caribbean island or something. I think that should be spectacular. Spectacular, not spectacular, spectacular. So, but yeah, but I mean, we could be so selfish about stuff. You know what I mean? That's what the thing is. We could be so selfish about our things. You know what I'm saying? They're doing, but like I said, my parents is around, and it's something that I could have possibly did. Where my glasses at? It's something that I could possibly did. It should. I mean, I should want to do that. Trying to find where my glasses are at. I don't know where my glasses are at. Ouch. I don't know where my glasses are. Hope I ain't hold up now. Hey, I could have sworn I put my glasses up there. I don't see them. I don't see my glasses. All right, wait, am I put them over here? No, I ain't put them over there. Yeah, where I put my glasses, y'all? I was sitting over here. Then I went and read. I remember putting my glasses over there on my shelf. Oh yeah, that's crazy. I hate when I lose stuff. When I lose stuff, I just misplace it. Sneaker just fell. Yeah, y'all gotta help me out. Oh, damn. Bam. But so yeah, but yeah, I think that should be that. Y'all need to think second guess about that. What can you do for your parents? Just bringing you here. You know what I mean? Just having you, changing your pampers, feeding you as a baby, feeding you when you was sick. Staying home, going to work, doing whatever they could to try to provide. And sometimes they just don't have it all to provide, and sometimes they quit. They can have mental issues where things ain't working out. They might have to step away for a little bit. All kinds of different things, reasons why people, just can't take care of you no more. But, that don't mean for you to stop. You know what I mean? And like, why you can't do it? Why you can't turn around and do, I'm going to take care of my parents because they got me to here. You know what I mean? You never know how they was raised and what their choices was. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get it. I get it. But yeah. So what's the way that y'all have to accept it and take it? Yeah, look at my dog. Yeah, I probably couldn't see it. because I forgot I'm on this green screen. So y'all probably didn't even get to see it. So it's not that bad out here today. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. But I can't wait for the weather to change so I can kind of get myself together, get my life a little bit together. So yeah, so that's what I like to do. Try to get my life back together. Make some changes that'll help my little world. Yeah, make some changes to help my little world. Excuse me. Pardon me. But yeah, to make some changes, he said the internet and all these think pieces got everything messed up. Internet and all these think pieces got everything messed up. What you mean? You said the pieces? What you mean with that? Yeah, the internet do got a lot of shit messed up. If that's what you talking about, oh, you talking about with the kids? Yeah, I believe that, man. It got the kids believing they supposed to get everything they want and everything's supposed to come to them. They don't think they had to do nothing. You know what I mean? They've been watching TV too long and watching these reality shows. And then you watch the reality shows and these kids, their parents are the entertainers, but you think they the entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like they're supposed to live the life they parents live. Telling them they want to be thugs and they want to know what it's like to live in the hood. Y'all think y'all do, but even if you do, you still ain't gonna get the life that your dad or your parents had living in the hood, because they money different, and they not gonna let it really get in the hood. Like y'all not gonna be sitting in a motherfucking trap house, and you know, y'all not gonna be sitting certain places. You know what I'm saying? When they just start shooting, y'all gonna be in them there now. I don't know what y'all doing now because some of y'all entertainers kids is actually are getting cute, and maybe because you're trying to act like you your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all try to act like you your parents and think you should get the same type of privilege that your parents get. You know what I mean? Or just think you tough because ain't nobody beat your ass yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot with that. You know what I'm saying? Again, I would just say, hey, listen, enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? But try to enjoy, like, help your parents enjoy their life. You don't know how it makes them feel. When we say